Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I was just thinking about my first day in fourth grade, 1996. I momentarily forgot how to write the letter W. I think I was just too excited or nervous about the first day of school. And I momentarily forgot, and I asked my classmate sitting next to me, and I wasn't sure. I wrote it in two different ways. I wasn't sure which one was the right way, and he showed me, and he was a little surprised that I had gotten confused, and then I erased the W's, and that was that. Later that day, our we had like brand new pencils, and they got mixed up, and I wasn't sure which one was mine. And I don't know why. Fourth graders, we're just really particular about getting our own pencil back. And I thought this one pencil was mine, but then my classmate said it wasn't. And I said, "Well, why is the eraser all used?" And he explained that I had used it to erase a W from earlier. He used it to erase a W, and that was just so funny. This is so funny for me. Now, I had a bad experience with another classmate. Well, what had happened was we had gone to lunch, and I had dropped my money on the floor. And when I picked it up, I was missing a quarter. I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere, and I was causing such a distraction that the lunch aide told me, "Don't worry about it. Just get your lunch." And I got to the cafeteria, and I overheard one of my classmates say that he had found the quarter that I was looking for. Ha ha, And he didn't realize I had overheard him. You see, I am autistic, so background noises like that bother me a lot. I can tune into conversations. Sometimes at the office, people don't realize I've heard various things, and I just tune into them. So I went up to the table to confront him about it, and he told me he wasn't going to give it back to me. He said finders keepers, and I was so upset about that. But then I realized that I got my lunch. Maybe I shouldn't pick a fight. It was my favorite food that day, and I didn't want to be distracted by that. So I just marked it down as not a good friend. And unfortunately, he passed away 2 years ago. He had drug problems. I thought about going to his tombstone to leave a quarter for him and just leave a note saying "finders keepers" just to embarrass him. And But he lives in a different state, so hopefully I'll get a chance to go there at some point to do that. I love making mockeries on people's graves. I've done it to a few other people as well. I There's one friend that I hope to make a mockery of him someday. He Well, we were 18, 19 years old, and I had just started eating healthier. I would refuse various foods, and he basically booted me out of his circle of friends because of that. He thought it was too embarrassing for when I would be with them and I would refuse various foods, as if it bothered him. Now, 2006, New Year's Day, he tells me he makes a New Year's resolution to lose some weight. And within a couple of days of the new year, he had complained that he was at various outings and couldn't find suitable food, and he was frustrated out of his mind. He asked me how I do it, and I'm like, gee, I you see me. I never want to not go to an event over not being able to find food. It's you who doesn't want me to go there. And he after 2 weeks of that, I asked him, "Well, did you lose any weight? You spent 2 weeks complaining about not finding food at various events." He said, "No, I haven't lost any weight." I said, "Well, what happened?" And he said that he hadn't been pooping enough, and he blamed it on the fact that he didn't poop enough. And so when he finally dies, I hope to go to his tombstone and poop on his grave. And as a mockery for that, and the fact how he treated me when I started eating healthier. I think today he eats even healthier than I. He has since lost the weight, and he tried going vegan for some time, and which I think is a lot harder than quitting the sugar and the trans fat and the MSG and all that. But I don't know why he decided to go vegan instead. But it's one of those things. If only I could go back. You see, I learned a lot of lessons from all of that, right? And if I could do that all over again, I don't think I would make such a fool of myself. If I could go back to the first day of fourth grade, right, I'd probably have a better time connecting with these people instead of arguing over a pencil. I probably wouldn't even have asked my classmate how to write W. I just write it the way I thought it was, and then if it's wrong, haha, and just have a lightweight attitude toward it. I'd certainly quit drinking the soda much earlier, right? I quit drinking soda when I was 16 years old. I wish I had done it earlier, right? I quit drinking soda when I was 8 years old instead, I would have started making connections better with people who had a similar kind of lifestyle, right? So, I well, let's talk about why I even thought about this. You see, I attract a lot of girls that are many years my junior, and when I look at their birthday, and I'm like, oh, what was I doing around that time? And it always brings a mixed bag. Joy that I lived through it, right? After all, the writing the W, well, that's a fun experience, but despair in that I'll never be that free again. I come from a relatively healthy family background, and things were very carefree. I didn't have to worry about all these adult responsibilities. All I had to worry about was how to write a W, right? And it's just and but the girl that I saw last night, she has some chronic health issues and has to. She's not as extreme as me as how she eats, but has to think about that. But she's had chronic health issues since she was a kid, and so her network has all kind of centered around that. And I didn't start until I was 16, which was a little bit on the late side of things in terms of making new friends. Anyway, if only I could do it again with the kind of knowledge I have today, right? And so take whatever head knowledge I have today, head knowledge, book smarts, everything that I have today, and take it back to when I was 5 years old. Oh my God, I would do so much better, right? Not to mention, if everything I know today includes how the markets did, how Bitcoin did after that, right? Even if I don't get to take that back to when I was 5, just take all this street smarts and the social skills back to when I was 5, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.